How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. So here it comes. Teslas do not have a new car smell. They have an Elon Musk. Get it right? It smells musky. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN. It has been seeing a lot of volatility. It has been a minute since I've given you guys an update. But like I've been saying in my previous videos, you want to wait for it to find a base. You don't want to be in the middle of a falling knife. I still maintain this stance, and from what we're seeing in the price action, we have to continue to be patient. I'll talk about it more in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. I want to make sure you're prepared. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important, because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what the buying and the selling behavior is like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $4.72, being down 7.63%. On the low, it tested $4.66, and then on the high, testing $5.19. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 13.41 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 15.626 million shares. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 36.35. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below all of them, which is the 200-day, the 50-day, the 100-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And like I was saying in previous videos, we know that OCGN is in a bear market. So this is why I said you want to be very careful if you're thinking about taking an entry. You don't want to be in the middle of a falling knife. So what we could see, we ended up testing support at 466. So if we end up having another pullback going into tomorrow, do not be shocked if we start testing around the 450 area. For things to start looking bullish again for OCGN, we ended up seeing a high of $5.19. You're going to want to see some price action getting to right here around the $5.50 level, and then momentum picking up so we can catch on to the 21-day EMA at $5.73. If you don't end up getting this, then what you'd want to look forward to is some consolidation. You're going to want to see it hold this 466 level, because if it's able to do this and it wants to consolidate and trade in a tight range between the 460s and as well as for the low $5 range, this is where we can look forward to seeing that pop essentially coming. And this is something that could happen going into the new year. But for the most part, like I've been saying in a lot of my videos, just be patient here. You don't have to rush this play. Just continue to keep an eye on it and let's see what it does. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for OCGN. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 42.14%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 1.38 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 15,000, updated 27 minutes ago, and then for the short ball free rate, it is at 6.82%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of December the 27th, which was yesterday, it was at 42.14, and then for the close of the 23rd, which was last week, it was at 42.64. So it still continues to be high, and this tells us OCGN does have short squeeze potential. But since there's many shorts vested in this play, you need some sort of a catalyst and you need buying pressure coming into the stock. to see it start moving in the direction we want to see. So it's going to continue to be volatile, so just be prepared for that. So let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we could see here on the inflows at 10,710, and then on the outflow it was 12,881. So we had an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown even further, on the large it was 248, on the medium it was 7,671, and then on the small it was 2,791. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 800. For the medium, it was 9,089. And then for the small, it was 2,993. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, December the 28th, it being that negative outflow of 551.46. And we also have seen this for the past 2 trading days. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders, you can see that we had more selling than we had buying. And keep in mind, this represents the retail side. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And of course, as for the large, which potentially could represent institutions, we had a lot more selling than we had buying. And now when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 6.76%. No shocker there, very consistent range for OCGN, and there's a lot of selling pressure overall inside of the market. You're witnessing this with a lot of small and medium cap stocks, and we have the big cap stocks that have been carrying it along. And many people are down inside OCGN overall, and I wouldn't be surprised if people are selling for tax loss purposes. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, in regards to the price action, we ended up testing a low of $4.66 on the day. So going into tomorrow, if it decides to pull back even further, then you're going to want to see some strength hold up around the 450s. And if that breaks, then you're going to want to see some strength around the 430s. This is like the bearish case scenario here. As far as for a bullish move from OCGN, we ended up seeing a high of $5.19. But I wouldn't be convinced that things have turned around until we can at least reclaim the 21-day EMA, which is just around $5.73. That is an expectation of a pretty big move, and I'm just not seeing it for tomorrow. This is also another reason why I said, as far as going in with a large position, I was going to continue to wait. You don't want to be in the middle of a falling knife. You want to wait for the price to actually discover itself. And also, from what we could see in the market conditions, the volume has been a lot lower. No surprise, due to the fact it is around the holidays. Plus, on top of that, many are selling for tax loss purposes. Keep in mind, this stock had a 52-week high of $18.77, and it's now trading in the $4 range. And the last time I looked at the average cost for shareholders, it's around $11.28. Like I said, many are down in this play. This is why you want to do your homework and do your due diligence. We also know that it is catalyst driven. And as far as what's going down in the vaccine industry, we already know who the top players are. And we're seeing their stocks are pulling back. So of course, OCGN is going to be pulling back alongside with them. We have been seeing some successes coming from Bharat Biotech and covaxin being able to use it on younger populations, but we need a lot more than that. We need to get those updates from Ocugen that will give confidence to shareholders to say, well, you know what, I'm going to continue to buy this stock, and also be able to have high conviction inside of this play. We haven't been seeing that as of late, and it's part of the reasons why I haven't been saying, well, you know what, you need to go out there and buy some shares. You want to be patient, see where the stock goes, and who knows, considering we have 3 more trading days before the end of the year, this can get down to a price that might be a lot more attractive for you, and this is why I want you to exercise some patience. And from what I was stating earlier in the video, we are seeing a lot of small and medium cap stocks that are being beaten down. And I want you to understand, we are seeing the market moving due to the fact of big caps. We're taking into consideration Apple, Facebook, the FANG plays. A lot of these companies are seeing a lot of inflows in them, and this is part of the reasons why you want to pay attention to what's going on in the market as a whole. Just because the market is going up, it doesn't mean that OCGN is going to be moving with it. You got to look at similar stocks inside of this space and have a good idea of saying, well, you know what, things are looking bearish or things are looking bullish. And if they are looking bearish, just make sure if you are going to be jumping into the play, you're going about it the right way. And that means having high conviction, doing your homework, and knowing the risks that are involved. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.